The Predator is directed by Shane Black.
It stars Boyd Holbrook, Trevante Rhodes, Olivia Munn, Jacob Tremblay, Sterling K. Brown, Alfie Allen, Keegan-Michael Key, and a Predator.
Oh my goodness! You're a lot better at this than I am. Yeah, this movie was, I'm not. Okay, this movie is really stupid.
It's so dumb.
It's so dumb, but I'm not gonna lie. This movie is crazy enjoyable.
Yeah.
Whenever the movie first started, I realized how dumb it was, and I didn't like it because the trailers made it look like it was gonna be like this self-serious movie.
Yeah.
And I think most of the other Predator movies are pretty serious. Right?
Yeah. Like I've only seen the first one, but it was like a serious action.
I've never really seen any of them except for Alien vs Predator, which I know doesn't really count.
Yeah, but like after after a certain part, you realize. After a predator chops a dude's arms off, and this guy asks, "How y'all doing back there?" and he gets the guy's arm and sticks it through the window, and he gives it a thumbs up. That's whenever you realize what you're in for this movie.
Yeah.
But what was that?
Which like Shane Black, the director that made this movie, he directed one of my favorite movies of like all time, which is The Nice Guys, which the comedy in that was like pretty perfect. He directed Iron Man 3, which I didn't really like that much, but Nice Guys was freaking hilarious, and I honestly truly believe that he should just continue making comedy movies because his comedy is hilarious.
Yeah, I feel like Shane Black didn't want to direct a Predator movie, and it really seemed like that, and he just wanted to make his own movie,
right?
Like, because it didn't feel like a Predator movie like at all. It was just so dumb, so stupid, and so silly. But like, it was just so enjoyable to watch.
And I think sort of proof of that is that where they kept making the joke of like Predator doesn't sound like a predator. That sounds more like a hunter. Yeah, they made that joke twice. And it's sort of like Shane Black is saying this whole idea is dumb.
It's like they were trying to be self-aware, but they weren't like quite there. Like, because like all of Shane Black's other movies, like his first movie, Kiss Kiss Bang Bang, and like The Nice Guys, they're very like self-aware and like funny. And this movie, like I could never really tell when, because there's like they make jokes that are so bad that they're funny. Like they're so terrible. They're such terrible jokes. Like some of like the one-liners in this movie are so stupid. Like there's this part where like they're telling they're like running away from the predator, and Boyd Holbrook's like, "We need to get the fuck out of here," and Olivia Munn's like, "Get the fuck out of here" is my middle name.
Yeah, and one of the best parts was like, well, not one of the best parts, but like, you don't really realize that's gonna be like a comedy, like Marquez was saying in the beginning.
Yeah.
And it's like the best part about the beginning was that like you can tell the actors think that the jokes are like really dumb.
Yeah.
So whenever they like deliver the jokes, it's just like so hilarious because like they're dumb jokes, and then the actors like deliver it like so plainly.
It was weird because like the first scene was like pretty like serious. Like I actually thought the first scene.
Yeah,
was,
I know. Yeah,
that's
that's
decent opening.
Yeah.
Like and like the way they used the music, it was the music was like really loud, and it reminded me of like an '80s action movie. And it was like, oh, it was a pretty solid. Like it looked like it was gonna be like a dramatic movie, right. And then like it's just these random scenes of like. Jacob Tremblay is like being bullied at school, and then he finds like a predator. He finds like Boyd Holbrook mails the predator like mask and arm gauntlet to his house, and then his son picks it up and then becomes like an expert on like predators.
Which that sort of reminds me about like I honestly think that a lot of people are gonna get offended by this movie.
Yeah,
because you had like really exaggerated characters with like mental disorders like Asperger's and
the
Tourette's.
That was Thomas James. That's his name, right?
I didn't even know Thomas James was gonna be in this movie, and then his character is freaking crazy.
Yeah, there was literally parts. It's so awful because, like you said, people are gonna get offended by this movie because the character they chose to be the guy with Tourette syndrome was just so exaggerated.
Yeah,
there was so many scenes where he wouldn't get a word out. He was just like that. Like there was so many scenes like that.
Yeah, it was. And then like Trevante Rhodes' like character like tried to kill himself, but then they keep like making jokes about it.
Oh yeah,
and it was. Oh my god.
Yeah, it was just one of those movies where they knew what they wanted to go for, and they just went for it.
They just went for it.
They just didn't care like at all.
Yeah, they definitely like. Marquez turned to me like in the middle of the movie. He's like, they don't care at all. Cause just like people will be killed for like no reason.
Yeah, like one of the funniest parts is like towards the end when that what's the actor's name?
Sterling K. Brown. He
Yeah,
throws
just
like
like,
this
yeah.
thing, and it like he's like, wait, it's coming back. It's
Like,
like
catch on your arm.
and it just cuts the guy's like arm off, and he's like screaming, and then Sterling K. Brown just shoots him in the head for no reason.
There's a lot of scenes that I would just kill people for no reason. Yeah, this movie was like crazy enjoyable to me. I really do see this movie becoming like cult status.
Yeah.
Like within like
Yeah,
the
for
next
sure.
10 years or something like that.
Right.
I know for sure I'm definitely gonna buy it on Blu-ray and invite people over to watch it.
Yeah.
It's definitely a movie you need to go watch in a group, not by yourself.
Yeah. Like I was saying after the movie, like if I watched this by myself, it would have been like awful. But like watching it with you guys, like we were just like laughing we were laughing so hard.
Yeah,
like,
I laughed more in this movie than I have in a long time.
Yeah, like
I was literally like tearing up.
Yeah. There's some parts in the movie where like it was just so stupid. Like the whole end scene where they're on top of the spaceship, I was like sobbing. It was so dumb.
Whenever that guy is standing on the ship and like the force field's going around,
That scene.
he's like standing there like, what should I do? And it just cuts his legs off.
Yeah, and then he just slides like off.
Yeah.
That was
Oh wait, what were you gonna say?
I was gonna say like the special effects were terrible.
Yeah,
like they looked awful. They looked like Steppenwolf from Justice League. That's what.
Yeah, they really were, but just like the comedy sort of overrid that.
Yeah.
But like, if you want to know what kind of movie this is, there's a guy who freaking jumps into a jet engine to take it down. He literally jumps his whole body into the jet engine just to take it down.
The movie kept getting dumber. Like I don't know how that was even possible. Like they're trying to find Jacob Tremblay, and they just keep shooting things. Like they go to the like the baseball field where they know that he's gonna go to the baseball field like somehow, and then they all just like surround the Predator and start shooting at it. And then like a dog shows up, and you think the Predator's gonna eat a dog, but then there's like a predator dog.
What are the predator dogs in there for?
Yeah.
Like, were they in like previous movies, or is this like?
I've only seen the first
Oh
Predator,
yeah, you haven't
but
seen
I don't think there was predator dogs in any of the other movies.
They had like no purpose in this movie
I just
other than to give Olivia Munn random weapons.
Yeah, I just love how one of them literally just became like an actual dog out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, and this is sort of a major spoiler for the movie, but I don't think anybody really cares for this movie. But like the first Predator that crashed down in this movie, it's revealed that he came to give us a weapon to protect us ourselves from the other Predators. But like it doesn't make any sense because like in the first scene, well, one of the first scenes he's in, he's like in a lab and he's killing all the people in there. So it doesn't make any sense why he came down to Earth to give us a weapon to protect ourselves when he's like killing all these people.
yeah, and I'm not gonna lie, this movie was so dumb that it took me till after the movie to completely realize what the plot was.
Yeah.
Because like after whenever I walked out of this movie, I'm like, what was that movie even about?
Yeah, I know.
Like the characters were just so one beat.
Yeah.
Like I didn't really care about them at all. I didn't really give me a reason to care about them. But like at the same time, I just didn't care.
Yeah.
After like the first like 15-20 minutes of it, I was just like, okay, I'm just along for the ride right now.
Yeah.
I hopped in this. I'm just gonna ride it and have fun.
Yeah,
it was
you
so
can't really
great.
go into this movie expecting to just to follow a story because
Yeah.
there's not really much of that. It's just mostly comedy, which it was more of like a parody of Predator.
Yeah, it really
Yeah.
reminded me of that.
Like it didn't really seem like an actual Predator
Yeah.
movie.
It reminded me of like a realistic kind of parody.
Yeah.
To an extent, because most parody movies are kind of like outlandish and kind of ridiculous. And this one, it felt like a parody movie that was trying to be grounded.
Right.
Yeah. That was like, because there was parts where like they were trying to get you to like take it seriously, like some of the scenes with like Boyd Holbrook and his son, or it's like it's supposed to be like a nice dramatic moment or whatever. But it was just like, and then they go out and start shooting random people. It was so weird how the movie opened too. Like it opens with like the Predator spaceship
Oh yeah, just
And
like
then-
thrust you around.
Yeah, it's like in 30 seconds, and then it's like the title calls like The Predator. It's like, okay, now the movie started.
Which, talking about the parody levels of this movie, honestly, whenever they were like the weapon that the first Predator gave to us when they're opening at the end of the movie, I fully expected Arnold Schwarzenegger to be in there. Like I was like, oh my god, are they really gonna do this? Because it was like opening like really slowly.
To be honest, I wouldn't have like put it past them. Like,
Yeah, no, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like I fully expected it to be that.
Yeah.
I thought it was gonna be like a Xenomorph. You know,
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too. Is
Yeah.
gonna be a Xenomorph, and they're gonna set up like a crossover.
And the last line, he's what is it? Coming to 72? Or what is it? Like a
I hope it comes in 42 long.
42 long. Yeah.
Seriously.
that bird was so dumb. Like,
It's better than Fantastic Four.
yeah,
What'd you say?
guys, I got it. Yeah, it's like they were trying to set up a sequel, and it's like, oh man, I don't know if they're gonna make a sequel.
I don't know. If this movie made a sequel, I'd see it, but I really don't see it being as good as this.
Yeah, but I honestly wouldn't mind because of having the like Iron Man like protector
Oh, yeah.
suits.
Yeah,
Like having them like blast predators in those suits would be freaking awesome to
Yeah,
see.
one of my favorite things was there was this part whenever Thomas Jane and Keegan-Michael Key are about to die, you know, and like Thomas Jane is like he like got stabbed up in a tree branch on a tree.
I turned to Brittany. I was like, "Is this a Logan reference?" Because that guy from Logan was in it.
Oh yeah, that's right.
But
Yeah, but Thomas Jane like was like stabbed by a tree branch on a tree, and then Keegan-Michael Key
he got like his
stomach.
guts cut open.
Yeah, and they like looked at each other and just like both like pointed a gun at each other, just shot each other at the same time. It was so funny. Like,
That's dramatic.
It was like, how did Thomas Jane survive? Because he was like stabbed through like the heart.
Oh, yeah, I know.
It's like, how did
Yeah.
he survive that long?
And then there's a random serious monologue about the Twinkies.
Oh,
And he like correlated that with climate change.
That's the part.
that part was so. Whenever that part happened, I had kind of not really blinked. I kind of blanked out for a second.
Yeah.
You know? And I heard him say hostess. I'm like, he didn't really say hostess. 'Cause I heard him say, you remember back whenever the hostess something. I heard hostess. I'm like, what hostess? And I'm like, maybe he didn't say hostess. And I heard him say, and then the Twinkies were going out of sale, and people were searching all over Twinkies.
East and West Coast.
I'm like, okay, he did say hostess.
Yeah, the transition to what he was actually talking about. It's like, how did these two things
I don't even
play?
understand why they had to make an analogy.
Yeah.
So everything that needed to be known was the last 5 words in an entire sentence.
Yeah. The other part that was so weird is like after the Predator somehow speaks English through the translation machine.
Yeah.
Is when Bud Holbrook goes up to Sterling K. Brown, he's like after they decide to join forces. After we do this, we get a dance. I don't remember Sterling K. Brown. He says I got my tap shoes or something.
I got my shoes picked up.
I'm not gonna lie, whenever he said Brooke Holbrook, I thought he said Butthole Rick.
That's the butthole too.
Butthole Rick.
This did feel like a Rick and Morty episode.
Yeah,
honestly. This felt like a Rick and
It
Morty
did.
parody of Predator.
And they even said the Predator looks like an alien Whoopi Goldberg. So, oh my gosh, this movie just doesn't care at all.
There was just random stuff that didn't make sense. At the beginning where the Predator's in the lab and Olivia Munn's hiding in the one chamber thing, and the Predator looks at her and then just turns around and goes out the door.
I think that what they're going for is that he was trying to protect the humans, but it doesn't make any sense because he killed all those other humans.
Maybe because they were the bad humans.
Yeah, I
he
guess. I don't
knew
know.
which characters were evil.
I don't know.
Apparently,
They didn't really explain it though.
I don't know. Well, from the very beginning, as soon as he woke
Yeah.
up, he was killing
Yeah,
scientists.
because he was killing the guy from Logan and all
Yeah.
his men.
Yeah, as soon as he woke up, he's bit that dude's arm, and
Yeah.
he was started trying to kill people. I'm like, hey.
Yeah.
By the end of the movie, I'm like, okay, he was trying to help us, but at the same time, he wasn't. I don't know. This movie didn't make a lot of sense. Yeah.
you can say that.
But I'm telling you right now, I want to see this again. I probably will see it next week. I'm looking forward to this.
Yeah.
I want to write down every joke in this movie. Cause
Yeah.
that's sick.
Yeah.
I wanted to write down some of the lines just because I'm sure there's stuff we're forgetting. Just
Yeah,
because
definitely.
there's so much dumb shit that happens in this movie.
For sure.
At first, I was like, I don't know if you should spoiler, but what would we talk about?
Yeah, no.
If we didn't bring up spoilers.
Right.
Exactly.
Yeah. all I could think of was like, oh, it wasn't a good movie, but it was enjoyable.
Yeah.
Yeah, just
Exactly.
like compared to like the first Predator, which is like a serious like horror movie, but like there's stuff like in the first Predator like they don't show the Predator early on, so there's like gives it sort of like mystery. Whereas in this movie, it's like early you see the Predator
Right.
like the first frame, and you see his like costume and everything, and you know all of his powers.
Right.
Oh, other thing that bothered me in the beginning, where Boyd Holbrook is in like Mexico or whatever, he swallows like the
It's like, oh my god.
like.
It's like, whoa.
Yeah.
Well, guys, I don't really know a whole bunch to say about this movie other than the fact that this movie is very stupid. It was one of the dumbest movies I've seen in a long time, but I cannot wait to see it again because it was so enjoyable. So don't go in this movie expecting any other Predator movie you have seen because you're not going to get that. I'm going to go ahead and say that The Predator is 50% awesome.
This movie was terrible, but it was so terrible that it was entertaining. So like if you go in with that mindset, I think you'll enjoy it just because of like if you know early on that it's just ridiculous, I think you can probably laugh at it. I can't like give it a good score because it's not a good movie. Like so it's sort of in that range of like The Room or Samurai Cop or something where it's like it's so bad that it's funny. But we were laughing so hard at some of it. So like yeah, I'm gonna say that The Predator is 21% awesome.
I agree with pretty much what all they said, but I viewed it in a different light because, okay, the story was terrible. There's no like getting past that, but I feel like the comedy was meant to be comedy, so like I can't really judge it harshly on that. So I'm gonna say that The Predator is 65% awesome.
So, guys, this is our friend Liam Gahan. He has a website and some other stuff. He's going to go ahead and introduce himself.
Yeah, I love movies. I do movie reviews online, written reviews. I've been doing them since 2013, so there's like a whole catalog of reviews. I see anywhere between like 70 and 100 movies each year, so if you want to check out my reviews there, it's liammgahan.wordpress.com. It's link in the below if you want to check that out. It's been a great time hanging out with these guys, talking about Predator.
No, I love this movie.
It's so good.
It's one of the funniest movies I've seen in a long time.
Anyways, guys, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Also, comment and tell us what you thought about The Predator. How much do you like this movie? Maybe you have a different opinion than us, which I would not. If you hate this movie, I honestly would not get. I would understand that.
Especially
But
since we haven't really seen the other Predator movies, so we can see how you would be offended by this movie if you like the other movies.
Yeah, but if you love this movie, please, in the bottom, please quote some of your favorite lines from this movie. Because I really want to remember all these lines, and they're amazing. And also, if you want to, go ahead and put a ranking of all the Predator movies that you like from worst to best.
And don't forget to follow us on social media with Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, all at 2AwesomeMen.
And as always, thank you so much for watching, and you will see us later.
Oh, shit.